It's going to be so epic. I'm bringing you into my world. You've always wanted to train legs with me, right? So today is a leg day, so get ready. Movements are gonna be super simple. You can do this anywhere, so get ready. It's legs for days. We're gonna start this series. I hope that you guys follow along and let's build some legs and some booty. Let's get it. How I usually like to start warming up is with movements that I'm going to do throughout the entire workout. So we're gonna start something super simple with squats. So today, I know that you see the bar behind me, but we're not gonna back squat. Today, the focus is on one of the best or my preferred style of squats for beginners. It puts you in really good position, and the way we're gonna go about the workout is just beast mode. Don't expect it to be easy. When you don't expect things to be easy, it's when they start becoming a lot easier. So I want you to get down on the floor. We're gonna do shin boxes. So make this 90-90. And the reason why I love this one movement is to get the hips loose, right? One of the things that most people have issues with when it comes to squat, and this could be another video, discussed in another video, is the fact that they lack mobility or flexibility, and they also have poor movement patterns. So anytime that you see me doing legs or anything concerning my lower half, you're gonna see me doing this warm up. So this is called a shin box. So 90-90 on both legs, and we're gonna swivel our hips. If you wanna end up in the same place where you started, then I suggest to keep your heels on the ground as you support yourself with your arms the entire time. So keep the heels down, making contact with the floor. We're doing 15. Okay, third movement, we're gonna get in a half kneeling position here. We're gonna reach out and stand up. We're gonna do 5. So today we have some reverse lunges. And I want you to remember this position. This is called a half kneeling position, right? That's the start of your lunge. And when we're doing these reverse lunges, I want you to remember, hey, you're just finding your half kneeling position. We're gonna go for 5. I want you to tuck the hips under so that we're getting the hip flexors involved in here. Last one. All right, now we're gonna stand up and turn this into a standing knee hug. So we're gonna loosen up our glutes. Today, we're gonna do it all. You're gonna feel glutes, you're gonna feel hamstrings, you're gonna feel quads, you're gonna feel core, you're gonna feel a lot of things. So we're gonna repeat the warm up twice. 15 shin boxes, 5 reverse squats, 5 knee pulls. I think I'm already here, but let's do that again. All right, 10 squats. 15 shin boxes. Reverse lunges with reach. Now I'm gonna alternate. This is just getting the body warmed up. And a lot of you guys ask me, when is a good time to do cardio? Is it before or after you start? And I don't believe we should pre-exhaust our bodies, prior to doing heavy lifts, just because we're gonna need that energy. And if you are fatigued, right, it's gonna be really hard for you to lift harder, right? So our last is a standing knee hug for 5. That's 1. Hold everything for a second at the top. That's 3. That's 4. And that's 5. This could be your warm-up for every lower body day. It's definitely my warm-up for a lot of the days that I do lower half. So let's get down to business. Let's get the workout in. All right, team, so the first movement is a goblet squat. And I'm gonna give you 2 tips for beginners. This is basically the best squat you can do as a beginner because it's gonna set you up in really good position. So if you're lacking flexibility or ankle mobility, it's going to be really hard for you to get some depth into your squat without feeling that you're going backwards. So what I want you to do for this workout is grab 5 pounds or a book if you're doing this at home and elevate your feet about 1 inch off the ground. I'm using 5-pound plates. From here, you're gonna grab your kettlebell. If you have 3, 4 sets, whatever sets, make sure that your first set starts as, hey, you're just gauging this. We have 12 reps per movement. So these reps will be about hypertrophy, right? So if you don't know, the gains, right? So I want you to bring the elbows in and find your deepest squat and come right back up. At all times, I want you to feel your heels. And this is basically a weight that is really easy for me. But again, we have 3 sets and I'm just warming up. Followed by a hip thrust. We have 12 reps. So whether you have a bench, if you don't have this set up at your gym, you don't have to. So we're gonna set up a bar. I'm gonna start with something that I know that I'm really, that's a warm-up weight for me, right? And what I would like you to do when you're setting up for your hip thrust, it's to go into full hip extension. Right? So I'm gonna start with what not to do and then what to do, okay? So you're gonna bring your feet close to your butt, and from here, you're gonna tuck your hips under. So I don't wanna see a rib cage. I want you to bring the rib cage and your hips up for 12. You guys know what I say, we don't compromise weight for form, right? You don't want to teach your body in proper movement pattern. It is best that you do an exercise with moderate resistance, that you know you're performing everything with good mechanics, rather than just putting on all this weight that you cannot perform with proper form. Okay, so rest about a minute and a half. I don't like to rest a lot when it comes to doing volume, right? If I'm focusing on strength, I'll wait about 3 minutes before I jump onto the next movement. But if I'm doing a workout in a circuit style, whether it's superset or a larger circuit, I like to move quick. That means that not only will I get my strength training, but also I get my cardio, right? So let's start. So I started with moderate weight. Now I'm gonna move to something heavier, okay? All right, so now we're racking up to like the big girl weight, right? So like I said in the beginning, don't expect things to be easy. When you expect them to be hard, you know what you're getting yourself into. Pain is temporary. This is 12 reps of your time. I know this is gonna burn. I know this is not gonna be fun, but get it done. Pain is temporary. Once I'm done with these 2 sets, I'll be okay. But never leave the gym knowing that you could have done 1 more set, that you could have done better, right? This is temporary. You got this. Let's get it. All right, team, so check this out. If you're looking at the change of weight, so remember what I said earlier in the video, that it's better for you to do something with proper mechanic than just try to push a bunch of weight. So if you're looking at a decreasing weight, I didn't feel like I went into full hip extension throughout my entire rep range. Therefore, I humble myself, I took the weight off, and let's do our 3rd and last set. So if you want to compare both clips or both sets, you'll realize that here I go into full hip extension. That was difficult. All right, so right when I'm done with a set, now I plan my weight and everything else that I'm gonna be doing for the 2nd set. So let's get ready for the next superset. All right, team, so 2nd circuit or 2nd superset is going to be an elevated front foot reverse lunge. So what this is doing is really increasing the range in which you go down. Therefore, you have an ability to target your glutes a lot better. So we're gonna go 12 repetitions. So you should feel your quads, you should feel your glutes, right? So let's get it. Followed by RDLs. So now that we're done with the reverse lunges, we're gonna superset this with dumbbell RDLs. So what I want you to keep in mind with this movement here is that you're driving your booty back as you bend or hinge your body forward. And as you stand up, just like we did on the hip thrust, you're gonna give me a full, as you stand, full hip extension. We're gonna go for 12. All right, going into the last set right now. Let's go. All right, team, so third and last superset for this leg day is gonna be step-ups. Nice and simple. You're gonna place your foot on the bench and we're going to alternate. We're gonna superset this with a Copenhagen. If you've never done this before, grab a tall bench or a box. Get on your side, making a straight line from shoulder to wrist. You're gonna get the hips off the floor, and you're gonna try to bring this foot onto to meet the top foot. For this one, we're only gonna be doing 8, okay? And if it's too difficult, what I want you to do is put more of your leg onto the bench and modify that way. The more extended that leg is, the harder the move becomes. Repeat it 3 more times. Let's get it. If your step up is feeling solid, right? Increase the weight, okay? So that means you're not forcing the step up. If it feels good throughout the entire rep where you feel solid, you're coming up and down without any issue, I want you to bring up the weight. And the reason why I like this Copenhagen, it's better than an adductor machine. You're rarely gonna see me in the gym using machines. I feel like my body is a machine, and usually machines adjust your form. They don't allow you to actually use your entire body and use your core, right? It actually sets you in a position, right? So this would be the equivalent of you doing your adductor work at the gym on a machine. All right, let's finish strong with the last set, and whew, let's get it. You're only as strong as your grip. I'm strong, but my grip is not letting me do the last 3 reps. So I have to rest them out, my forearms. Woo. All right. If you cannot do this, just bring more of your leg onto the platform. Just put a towel over so that you're protecting yourself from the corner, and because it usually hurts, but put that leg in a lot more. team. And now for the cool down, as I'm talking to you, right? We're gonna go back to the chin boxes. And this is repetition, repetition, repetition. If you're having any issues with mobility, mobility or flexibility, we wanna start the warm up, warming up the muscles in the joints that we're gonna use the most, and we're gonna cool down sort of like the same way, but I like to start and end my leg days or my lower body days with chin boxes. And now let me give you another variation of it. Bring that elbow to the knee. See if that feels really good on your spine. We're gonna do a couple of more reps. We're gonna get our glutes to release, so turn this into a pigeon, and we're not gonna hold things for too long, right? I'm gonna be here, so I get a nice release. I'm gonna switch. And I'm just holding it for 5-10 seconds, nothing too crazy. And then we're gonna go back to this half kneeling position, right? So we're gonna release our hip flexors. So I want you to tuck the hips under until you can find that glute and this hip flexor. And I want you to drive forward as you reach and come back to neutral. Drive forward, maintaining that tuck under on your hips, and repeat again. We have 5 reps. Then we're gonna switch, and you're gonna repeat the cool down twice. All right, team, so now that we're done, we're gonna head over to the office. Always I have my protein shake and a piece of fruit. Sometimes it's an apple, sometimes it's a banana. But it's so important that you guys can maximize what we do after the gym. If you want to put on muscle, if you want to grow your butt, if you want to be more explosive, and if you want to increase your performance, you have to eat. Your muscles are not going to grow if you're not giving it what it needs. This is why nutrition is so important. So the next upcoming video probably is going to be what I do post-workout, or what I eat in a day so that I can put on muscle and keep my fat low, okay? So let's get it. Make sure that you guys are tuning in every single week. There's a new video. Watch the other videos.